exit from the European Union.
But a no-deal wasn't on the ballot paper in 2016. People did not vote for a no-deal Brexit. It is simply not true to say that that is what 17.4 million people voted for.
Matthew, I was going to ask you that because you mentioned the idea of a second referendum. There's been this argument that people didn't really know what they were voting for in terms of what they've learned about Brexit subsequent to the initial referendum. But if there were somehow to be another referendum, it's not like 80% of Britons now think, oh, let's stay, let's remain, because I think the latest numbers I saw anywhere from 52 to 56%. That's still a very divided country, isn't it?
For sure. Look, I don't think if we have enough referendum, there's any guarantee that you would get a different result to the last time. What is clear, however, is that the promises that were made in the 2016 referendum have shown to be unable to be delivered because of the nature of our relationship with the European up to this point. It's not quite true to say that people didn't know what they voted for. I think there were certain clear things people did vote for. They wanted to leave the political structures and they had concerns about freedom of movement.
And were promised things that weren't delivered as well.
Right. And what's become clear is that the broader prospectus that was offered alongside those things just cannot be delivered, whether it's by Theresa May, any other Tory leader, or even, for that matter, a Labour Party leading negotiations. So what needs to happen now, I would argue, to break this deadlock, is you go back to the people and say, look, this was the decision in 2016, this is where we are now, and it's time for us to think again about this.
We got to get going, but Nile, we'll give you the last word.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it would be hugely insulting to all of those millions of British people who voted in the real referendum in 2016 to hold a second referendum. And the British voters did know what they were voting for. The Vote Leave official campaign on Britain leaving the single market and the EU customs union, it was 100% clear what they voted for. And only a no-deal scenario can deliver that for the British people.
How is it insulting to ask the public their view?
Sorry,
well,
was that Matthew?
They've already voted. The British people had a referendum. They voted on this categorically, emphatically, and so the matter is settled.
But that's like saying you never vote for another government after a general election. The fact of the matter is there is nothing wrong.
It's important that you respect democracy and the results of a referendum here. And there's no majority in Parliament or among the British people for holding a second referendum.
But how long does the mandate of that referendum last? 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
That's a good question.
You have to respect the will of the British people expressed in a big, huge referendum with over 70% turnout. This idea.
But if you're so confident in the Leave proposition, then why won't people just vote for Leave again?
That's a very dangerous proposal. The idea that you can overturn a huge democratic result here, that sets a very, very dangerous precedent. That's what happens over and over again within the European Union, but Britain must never go down that road. And this is another reason why Britain needs to get out of the EU altogether.
If you're so confident you're doing what the British people want, then why not have a vote again and you'll be proven right again?
Well, I think you should be respecting democracy. That's the most important thing.
Whether that happens. We could talk all night. I mean, it's a fascinating discussion.
There's so many opinions on this.
And this will be repeated in the days and weeks to come.
We appreciate you both joining us, Nile Gardiner and Matthew Doyle.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the conversation. We'll continue it, obviously, in the coming days. All right, up next.